Hey YouTube, it's Seth here, and today I'm bringing to you the third episode of How to Build the Ultimate Character. Now, in this, we're starting off training Fighter class, which is relatively easy, and then proceeding on to Knight classes, which were revamped a few years ago. Now, they're a bit difficult because low resistances, so you can't deal as much damage. So what I'd personally recommend is you go at least level 70 to 80 before proceeding on to training this class. Now, it's a great one, personally. Really good armor. Uh, the skills are great, and the artwork is pretty good too. What I've done for this personally is I've gone the normal level 5 and then gone on to become a demon knight. That is serve the kingdom of Stormfallen. So I'm a demon knight on this character, and in return I get a pretty decent looking armor, probably the best. Not to mention the fact that it covers two elements, fire and darkness. Now this doesn't matter because in the end you can purchase all of the armors if you want to, so that's great, especially for us since we're defensive characters, as per last week's polls, and we've gone for a mix of damage and effect pets. Now, I haven't picked up all of them right now because I'm sort of focusing on raising the character in the beginning. So now, once you do this, you have to do the Kingdom Wars. Now, was an event which caused a lot of furor on the forums because, factions and everyone was warring amongst themselves. But it was really fun. Let's see what the staff did there. And at the end of this, you have to battle Sir Tatlin, Serin, and General Harris. I'm not sure if I'm butchering those names. Regardless, they're quite simple, and you need to. Sorry, they're not simple. They're actually quite difficult, especially if you're level 90. And you will want to pick up a ton of potions, a good darkness, wind, and light. I guess, yeah, light weapons and spells. If you want to beat these guys. Now, once you do that, you have to do a fair bit of dialogue. It sets up the plot for the Clash of the Kingdoms, which is a war, a pretty good one, and later proceed on to the other stuff. Now, coming to GGBs, we've got a rare shop, so that's something good for later on. And finally, coming on to the farming spots. Now, what I've done for is I've decided to farm Chimaera, which is a level 120 and 105, depending on what kind of difficulty you'd like. Now, they give a decent amount of XP, but you have to flee a lot, and there's a bit of dialogue, so that can slow you down, but personally, it's a lot easier that way, because the other farming spots are just terrible. You can try, unless, that is if you're a guardian, adventurer. If you're a guardian, it's pretty straightforward. Now, coming on to the next part, we have to upgrade a few items. Now, one of the first is you have to get Lightning Rod, which boosts all spell damage by 5%, but if it's an energy spell, the boost goes up to 10%, so it's really good and you should definitely pick it up. Next up is the Boom, Power Shard Dr. Boom. Now, it's a pretty straightforward and simple quest. Not much else to do. You just battle a few monsters which aren't really that difficult, and yeah, that's about it. Now, the reason you want to get this is because it gives a boost to your intellect, which makes your spells and weapon attacks deal more damage, not to mention more accuracy. And that's probably the only reason, and aside from the fact that it also compresses an energy spell, which you will most certainly need. Now, once you do this, you can upgrade your shields, armors, all of that. Be sure to keep them updated. I'm not doing this on this character because personally I don't need them. But now the second part, what is really important, is you want to get Healing Branch now. Now, before you complete Healing Branch, that is the Fern Bully quest, you need to defeat Rin the Undying. That is, you have to unlock these quests. Now, personally, I'd recommend you do this quest right now because your damage is high and Rin doesn't deal as much damage. But the higher level Rin the Undying gets, the more difficult it is. You can find out how to beat him. I've given sort of steps, the kind of his attack patterns, all of that, so be sure to stack up on potions, both of HP and mana, and it shouldn't be that difficult personally if you follow the steps and if you use Demon Knight, which is one of the reasons why I picked this armor, because fire and darkness together, which is rinse regular attacks. Now coming to the next part. Once you do that, you have to go to Angel's Pharmacy and you have to redo the quest to find the medicine. Now, it's a bit difficult because you have to keep on doing it again and again, and sometimes it can repeat, but the items that you get out of these are pretty good, and especially since you're a beast mage, considering you can use both charisma based spells, this is especially helpful in getting rid of burns, bruises, all of that status effects. So that is the reason we're doing all this right now, because you don't want to put this off until later when monsters start to become more difficult. So until you can finish off Rin, and once you do it, you don't have to beat him again. There's nothing really that worth picking up unless you want to try the corrupted Flora shield, which gives you resistance against fear-based attacks. Now, Fern the Bully, it's a parody on Mr. T, which is a character. I mean, he was. Some of you might not know he was part of this something called the Alpha Team, the A Team, a show back in the 80s. So, a pretty fun character. Personally, you should watch it if you haven't already. So it's a parody, and you have to smash the pop out of him if you want to get stuff. Coming next, farming. Yes, Chimaera. Now, in case you want to be a bit more uh, I don't know, YOLO, I guess, you'd want to farm level 150 Chimeran because they give you around 600 XP at 600,000 experience points at the minimum, going up to 1.1 million from the mod golem. So this is something you'll have to try if you want to level up quickly, but it's not a compulsory thing. I mean, some people can manage to beat it at level 87 in case they're warriors or mages. I've had friends personally who've done that. So it's not that difficult, it's manageable, but you have to use a lot of health and mana potions if you want to carry it off. Now, coming to the poll for this episode, it is whether you want this character at the end of this series once it reaches level 135. I'm trying a giveaway of sorts, so be sure to check it out. And next episode is going to be a tutorial on how to beat level 150 Queen Rachel as a level 105 character. It's fairly easy, I've done it before, and it's not really nothing much. So be sure to check it out, and once again, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to get other stuff, and yeah, cheers.